everyone, and welcome to this video. The long wait are over, and here we are recording a video on this fortress farm. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this video, and here we are now. First of all, what's a fortress farm? I will explain that to you. I will explain the drops. I also will explain some of the mechanics behind it, and I will explain how to build this crazy thing that's behind me, dropping down the things through the chute. I will also give a lot of credits along the way, along the video, so all of the credited people will have links down in the description. Go visit those people, because without them this video would not be able to have been released at all. So also, if you want to see more info about mob farms, about structure mechanics or other kind of technical stuff, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. This channel, my channel. And if you want to contact me, it's a perfect thing to actually go down in the comment section, write a comment, or you join my Discord server and hang out with the people there. So that's pretty much it. We're gonna start off with the drops of this farm, so hang on to the drop section and we will see what the rates are. So, welcome to the drop section. What we will show you here today is the herd size, the weight, and the drops those mobs are dropping. Herd size 1 to 2 for blaze, weight 10, and blaze rods. For the skeletons, herd size 2 to 3, weight 2, and bones and arrows. For the wither skeleton, we have a herd size of 2 to 3, a weight of 8, and bones and coal, and the wither skeleton skulls. For this one we will not get in our farm, but they have a herd size of 2 to 3 and we have a weight of 3. And for the magma cube, we have a herd size of 2 to 3 and a weight of 3. Will also be blocked in this farm, so I will tell you how to do this later. Thank you very much for Rufus Atticus for code digging into this, so we know this. So, what is a fortress and how to find the spawning spot, or how do they generate? A fortress is a structure made out of a big amount of smaller structures, pretty much. It's not like an ocean monument or like that, which is a big structure, which is getting a lot of spots anyway. So I will try to explain this because it's a good comparison with the monument, because this is a lot of small structures, that's one big, but both of them have multiple spots, so I will try to explain why that is so. Each of the small structures have one of their own boundary box and their own HSAs, which stands for hard-coded spawning areas. Each hard-coded spawning area will generate one spawning spot in the middle of the HSA. There will be one HSA per structure piece per chunk. And this also correlates very well with Hey Old Guy's theories after doing a lot of testing on the outpost. I'm gonna show you a few examples here. Here you have the same structure piece, and it will be, you have the chunk borders here, and then it will create several hard-coded spawning areas and also several spawning spots. So you will get one here and one here. And then what you want to look for is something like this, with a lot of small hard-coded spawning areas and chunk borders within them, because then you will have the highest amount of spawning spots in a small area. Usually people say that we want to find those crossroads. Let's take a look at one of those. But this is all one big piece. We don't really want that in Bedrock. That's a Java thing, so that's a lie, pretty much. Or a heritage from Java. What we want to find is the small structures. There is a lot of them, closely packed together, and with a lot of chunk borders in it. Then you will have a lot of spawning spots. So let's take a look at an inside section instead. Here you have an inside section. It's a lot of sections, and they are only 5 blocks long, so that's pretty good. So if you get this one and a chunk border within, you will be able to get a lot of spawning spots, and you will also be able to get, if you are lucky, but this is not in every fortress, you can get actually multiple floors with spawning spots and then have a bigger coverage. That's pretty much it about the spawning spots. Oh, now it's time to try to find a good place in this fortress to actually build a farm. So it will be really interesting. I fly around a little bit to see if I can find something here. What we are looking for is the inside section to see if we have some place with a lot of corridors and chunk borders and things mashed up all too, and I think I see a place there. I'm gonna go in and check. Yes, we have chunk borders, you can see here, and also inside sections. This is most likely a dream place to build a farm. Hopefully a lot of spots. I can see that this will be a lot of spots, yes. And you can also see up here, most likely you can get a few spots up here as well, so you could maybe do it multi-floor, but that's not necessary. If you have a few, you don't need that many spots, and the more spots you add, the more laggy this farm will be, because this farm is pretty laggy. I would choose to do this in 4 chunks. You can do it in 1 chunk, you can do it in 2 chunks, you can do it however you want. The perimeter is what's the limit for it, and also the lag. You don't want to do it, make it too big, because that would be pretty laggy, and you would have to make a pretty big perimeter, and you don't want to do that. The reason I do it in 4 chunks instead of 1 is because the same amount, if you have a high amount of spots in 1 chunk, the likelihood that you will be capping every time that it spawns in is pretty high. So they reach the density cap while spawning in, which makes them stop spawning, so you will get less spawns than actually have 4 chunks with some spots in each. And the spawning in these chunks works separately, so you get some spawns there, then you get some spawns there, and if the farm is fast enough, which this farm is, you will be able to kill the mobs while before the other ones starts to spawn in, and therefore you will get a pretty low amount of capping, which is really nice, because then you get an efficient farm, and that's what we want. So let's talk about parameters. What do I mean when I say perimeter? I mean an area around your farm out to a certain perimeter that you need to have totally spawn proofed. You can't have any mobs there, or any hostile mobs, because it will eat your cap and it will make your farm stop working. And you want a working farm, right? That's why you're watching this video. So how far out is the perimeter? It's actually from your farm, it's 4 chunks out, and then it's 4 chunks out in all directions. So for a 1 chunk farm, it's a 9x9 area, 9x9 square, and for a 4 chunk farm, it's a 10x10 square that you need to, I say, dig out actually to get it to work really properly. Some people say, it's good, I slab it, and it will work fine. Yeah, it might work fine for a while, but this will still there will still be a lot of caves that you miss if you don't use some X-ray or something like that. So you will most likely miss a lot of caves. A lot of people also say, and now it's an urban legend again, that you be totally fine if you build it over a lava lake. I would say no, you're not. But this is actually a heritage from Java, brought into Bedrock actually by Java YouTubers that became Bedrock YouTubers, telling people to build over a lava lake. And I would say no, because there's actually caves below the lava lakes as well, so eventually you will fill these caves up with mobs as well, and your farm will stop work. So we don't want that. So dig it out, or use TNT, beds, whatever you got. Get rid of all of it, and your farm will function like a shiny star on the sky. Alright, so what we're gonna talk about now is the hardcoded spawning area and how to find the spawning spot. And here you can see what happens if the spawning spot, I told you it was in the middle, but if there are no middle, because 4 blocks can't be a middle, they are always to the southeast. So I'm gonna take you further to show you how to count and how to measure your hardcoded spawning areas and things. And I wanna thank Rufus Atticus for confirming this. So thanks Rufus again. So we're gonna take this as an example, and we're gonna try to actually measure out the hardcoded spawning areas. You can see the chunk borders here, and this is one structure piece. So then we measure out our hardcoded spawning areas around here and take it all the way around like this, because this is actually one hardcoded spawning area. This will generate one spot. So we take another one. This is another hardcoded spawning area. You can see it's the border of the actual piece, and it is the border of the chunks. So this is where the borders of the hardcoded spawning areas go. So this could also be a piece. So let's get on with the next one, and we take number 3 here. Oh, there we go. So what is good to think about here is the hard thing to know is actually how big is the structure piece, because the chunk borders you can pretty easily see or count out or things like that, but the structure piece size is not always as easy. So you have to do quite a bit of testing, or ask some code diggers. They could get things out. I could maybe ask for my Discord, which you can join, for some code diggers to take out the structure piece sizes. It could make it easier. Then I measure out how long it is, and I take it out. I can see this one is the middle block, so I measure the other way, like there. So we have a middle on both ones. So I take this middle, pull it out a bit just to see here where the middle is, and then I take the other middle of this one, which is 2 blocks, which is the middle, and then I know these 2 blocks that I'm not taking away is actually the blocks I want to focus on. And the south or the east or the southeast block of those 2 blocks can be checked with maps and things like that, or with coordinates, will be our spawning spot. So let's get on with building this farm. See you in the tutorial mode. Alright, so here we are. We got our 3 spawning spots. We got our perimeter, and we're gonna start build this thing that I build on all of my fortress farms. It's the same thing on all farms. So put on a block there, and a rail, and a minecart, and take away this one, and an air block to get to this block, and then a block on top. So I will explain what all those blocks are later. All of these parts is really important, so you got to build this right. So first we do this again, and I will explain every block. like this and there. And the bottom block is the spawning block. Then you have a magma cube block, a pigman block, air, and a ghast block on top. So let's do this once again. Rails and the minecart block magma cubes. Then you have the pigman block, an air block, and a ghast block. And you can block everything pretty much except, but this minecart is pretty interesting. It blocks all magma cubes. It will also give you the opportunity to, you can use other kind of entities as well. Alright, so let's build our first setup. We're gonna show off 3 setups here, and this one is portal based, but not with portal blocks, since portal blocks are hard to get right now. So I do it with nether portals instead. Works fine. So first of all, I build the portal right beneath the block, like this. If I could put the blocks right, and we will portal. No, we won't. We will put some blocks here, right beneath this one, and a piston and some observer action. Put this out. Take away this block. Put it back, and like this. This is because we need a little bit of make it a little bit slower because it will break if it's not. So put this there, and there we are pretty much finished. We just need some string. We need to light the portal. We need to take some glass and put it all the way around the block so that it will be good to have. Like this, and back there, up there, all the way around, like this. Take it out there, and there, and we will fill in the top block there. No, there. So this is pretty much it, actually. Of course, you need to make sure everything is spawn proofed, but it's like this. Alright, so here we are, watching the farm in its big beauty, all the portals. What I did forget in the small tutorial was the glass blocks behind, over the repeater and over the block in front of the repeater. There should be glass blocks there to prevent spawns. So this is looking pretty good. We are checking out this, and then I will shake you from the other side here how it looks when it's in full action, because this is really nice. Putting the thing in action. I have a person AFKing from the other side, and I would not recommend AFKing for long before you see that the trident killer can actually manage all the mobs, and not building it too big, and it's quite a pain to build with all the portals. But I have a world download for this down in the description, so you can build it yourself and experiment with it, because it's pretty cool. In this case I used the drop portal is one of the other portals, so it's pretty good as well. But this, you can see it's certainly producing. You can do this much bigger as well if you want to, but as said, the trident killer needs to keep up as well, and it's not really doing that, right? But this is pretty fun to watch, actually. Alright, so next setup will be a force field setup. Who did find out the force field? I think it was only 21 that did that. And I know Neighbor Nexus have played around with it a lot. So just try to build this one, and I will show you a concept right after. So do 12 of those or something, depending on how far you will force field. This also gives a little bit of lag. But you can see what I'm doing. I'm placing this, I'm placing this. I take the pistons right up there and put it there. And then I will just blow a little bit of observer action. Of course you need to be able to turn off these observers afterwards. Then I'm doing the standard with the glass so that the minecart don't fall off. And the mobs are ending up at the same place. What is important when you do all of these actually is that you also make sure that the mobs are dropping the right way, because they will drop to the east or to the north or to the north to the west or to the north or to the northwest. So this is actually what you need to figure out. Smack, smack, smack. Here you see it in its full beauty. It's closed off right now, but we're gonna go in and actually turn it on. And you have Navy Nexus Trident Killer here. As you can see, the new improved one. I will also show you how to build that Trident Killer in the end of the video, so you need to stay all of the video to actually see how to build that one. Or you join in on Navy Nexus YouTube and check him building it. It's working as well. There's a link in that description, but check this out, this is nice. It's really nice. They are just jumping all over the place, falling into them, and this could actually be done for funneling mobs really fast into a Trident Killer, as I do here. So you can see you could watch this all day, watch it all day, all night. So you can see there are the spawning spots, and there is a redstone line that are the turn on off switch, and then you have just some force fields funneling them into the Trident Killer, and as you can turn everything off. That's pretty nice, and you should turn everything off when you leave the area, because if you don't, you are most certainly something will break. So, but yeah, I can watch this all day. So let's take a look at those two. Of course you can combine those two. Both is in a test in a world. This one I will just show because I like the concept. It's proven to not be the most reliable concept, but I have it on the advanced automations and it's really efficient. It gives so much. So I will just build it and show it to you. I will show you the world, take you into the world of advanced automation to show you the build I did there in survival. So I actually built this in survival. I know there have been other people thinking in the same ways, but actually I had a working design pre 1.14 and now it's not working anymore, so due to the Trident Killers. Actually we're gonna have some full solid blocks here, because if not the mobs will sometimes they glitch the blazes and then they will suffocate there, so they don't stand there forever. Also those blocks around are important because then they glitch less. So let's get down here, and here you will have something to pick up your drops. So you want a hopper and a minecart hopper. So, and all of those spots will be linked together with the hopper line, but I will show you that later. So put the glass blocks around like this, chop, and then I think we need the observers here. So we take it down, we do some observer action, and we're actually gonna take these observers down even further. It's pretty crazy sounds right now, but that's what we have to live with. If I remember how to build this, I didn't build it in a while. It's not that easy to build in survival, but it's pretty crazy, so it's fine. It's fun with crazy stuff. So like putting those ones there, I think, if I don't remember all wrong. Yeah, I think we do. No? Wait a minute. I'm doing right. No, I'm doing wrong. No, I need a clock there, of course. So we do the clock, we take away this observer and we put a piston there instead. I'm so sorry for showing you bad, because then we have this nice little Trident Killer that is not 100% reliable, because sometimes the tridents glitch downwards. A relog in the chunks usually fix that, so that's quite good. but I will show you what's not reliable. This one we need 2 tridents for, like this, one on each side. And here we are watching this farm. Look at it. It's dropping down, and all this is actually built in survival on a realm, fully functioning. Of course, a little bit unreliable, as I said, so this is not my recommendation of a build because it's pretty much the most laggy and the most intense. But you can see all these spots are the same, and it's just craziness being in here actually. Oh my lord. And also what I'm having in the texture pack, or the texture pack I'm having is Fizz Chunky Torch, which can show you a lot of different things. Check out the video, I put a link to that in the description. But you can see we are getting some major loot in this machine. It's pretty crazy. We have more skulls than we ever need actually on the advanced automation realm. And the reason I can't build this, I'm showing you this because all fortresses looks different, so I can't really make any kind of full exact how you're gonna build it, because there will be differences. But you can see the mobs are getting killed, and they are getting killed fast. So this is actually another of my murdering machines in action, so that's pretty nice. But what is happening down here is the mobs are getting killed, the drops are getting into the hopper lines down here, and the hopper lines are taking it down to the droppers in the middle, and the droppers are constantly dropping the drops down, so we will always get some drops. Alright, so we are here, we're gonna build next trident killer because I use it in the tutorial. We need to see how to build it. I don't know if I'm doing it right though, because I'm doing it by heart. I watched the video once, so I hope I'm doing it right. I think I put it there. I don't think that's the next design, that's just how I do it. If you need more hoppers, of course you need 2 hoppers down there to make it double speed, but I forget about that sometimes. So like this, and this is where we, why is that a different color? This is where we start to build, and I think we have block there and there and there and there, and then we have the pistons on top of those blocks. Smackly smack, and then we have observers like this, I think. Yep, it's smacked, and then we know that we are right. Smackly smack, and then we put our little powered rails, and this should get it going. Yes, it is. And how do we turn this thing off? Maybe by putting a lever there. Yep, and it turns on. Yep. And then you just have to actually encapsulate this, because you can't have this. This will not work if it's not encapsulated. The mobs will actually get out of there. So put some blocks here, and then we will put some glass. I think. Here we got some glass. Like this. And yeah. Now you get the point. Of course, I am, as usual, gonna forget the most important part, and that is the trident. So let's just get the trident in before I forget it. There we are. A little trident in the trident killer is good to have. So that's pretty much it for this time. I hope this little instruction video and all the mechanics will help you getting your fortress farms working, and that you build some of my concepts here, because it's some nice concepts that I really like. So I would love you to build them. See you, and share the video. subscribe to the channel, and all those things.